Alright, hello everyone. Today I will be explaining the complete basics of stacking 9-0 in Tetris. So 9-0 is basically when you stack 9 blocks on the left and you leave a well to the very right for Tetrises. Now this is the most intuitive stacking method and the usual method that most beginners start out with without learning anything about Tetris because, well, it is the most intuitive. So what are some tips for starting out? So first, you want to stack flat. So you see here, by placing it like this, while, it doesn't leave any gaps, you're creating a very big mound. So when you're stacking, in general, you want to stack flat. So let's say, we want to fill this part out. So let's say, we're stacking like this, so I want to fill this space. Now here, we want to fill this space, but it's created a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block tall gap, which we can't easily fill. So this is, we don't want to do this. So in general, with your eyepiece, you don't want to place it in the middle. You usually either want to use it to fill a block that's, to fill a well somewhere that's 3 blocks or deeper, or put it on the very sides, because let's say if you put it here or you put it here, it's not really blocking anything. But if you put your eyepiece here, then it stops. If you drop a piece over here, you can't move it to the other side. So let's say we have our eyepiece here. We want to stack flat, stacking flat. This is, we're keep stacking flat. So in general, you want to see, ignoring the well to the very right, you want to look at where is the very bottom of your stack and where's the very top of your stack. So you want to consistently keep this low. So you see here, it's low, low, low. There's a Tetris, I take it. I'm keeping the entire stack low. So I'm trying to keep a relatively consistent gap of maybe 2 or 3 blocks. So let's say we place our T-piece here vertically. So when you place a T-piece vertically, it has a it has a height of 3, and here we have created what is called a dependency. So this can only be filled with your L piece or an I piece, and here we have a 4-block well created by placing this J piece vertically. This is what is known as an I dependency because, well, it can only be resolved with an I piece. So let's say we place, our S piece here, we create a 3-block well. This is an I dependency because, well, if you try to fill it with any other block, it's going to, you see, you're creating a space in the middle, and this is very bad for stacking because the only way to get rid of this hole is to fill all the way to the right so that everything above it is cleared and you can fill it. So this, again, a 3-block tall is an I dependency. You can only fill it with an I piece. So next, we see our stack is getting relatively tall. And in general, let's say if you're playing sprint or versus, you don't want your stack to be too tall because it gives you less flexibility in, moving around and if you make a mistake, and it also gives you less time to react. So once your stack reaches, a certain height, you want to start clearing down. And you see this situation here is not good because we have, these, 2 deep wells. These are LJ dependencies, but you see we have 3 LJ dependencies here. So, which is, not good. So let's say if we were to place our J piece here, it would create a 3-block well, which we would have to resolve with our I piece. So in general, we don't want to create these dependencies unless we have something coming up in our queue or in our hold piece to be able to resolve it. So let's see, we resolve this dependency with our L piece or with our L piece, and we just keep stacking. And it's okay to make mistakes, especially when you're starting out, but it will get much easier once you start getting the hang of it. But yeah, those are the very basics of 9-0 stacking. Try to keep your stack flat and try to avoid dependencies. And when you do create holes, try not to stack on top of them. You see, I have a hole here, a hole here. So the only way to reach this hole is by clearing all of this line. So we clear that. You see now this is open, so we want to clear this. And now we have a hole here. And to clear this hole, we need to fill this spot here. So we clear that. And all that is cleared, and now we're back to, no holes, and we can keep stacking again. So yeah, that's pretty much, the basics of 9-0 stacking. So for beginners, this is, a good method to practice. But if you want to avoid bad habits when starting out, then check out some of my other stacking guides. But yeah, 9-0. Try to stack flat, avoid dependencies, and fill down when necessary. But yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you guys later.